Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to season 3, episode 2 of the Prosperous Yogini podcast. It's our first episode in July. I'm intending to move to 2 episodes a month rhythm. I'm not going to be saying they will definitely be dropping by. Apologies now if that annoys you. It's so much easier for me to go, okay, I've got a space in my diary to do this podcast. I'm being called, being activated to talk about whatever it is, and just go for it. If it's really structured in my world, the magic don't flow as well, my darling. So please just roll with the flow, check in weekly on the Prosperous Yogini podcast, whether you listen on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. There are so many previous episodes that you could go back and listen to, re-listen to. It's good to hear this stuff more than once. And I will be aiming to do 2 episodes a month. Like I say, one strategy based, one energetic mindset based. I'll do my best, right? I'll do my best. It is the school summer holidays. So this is a mindset one, energetic one today. I've called it self-sabotage. And and this is why if I plan this stuff, you'll miss this stuff, guys, right? I press live on my new website for my business strategist and mentoring business. I have 2 businesses. You have 2 ways that you can work with me. You can train with me over at Amy Yoga. You can work with me on the business front at amyjonesmentor.com. Both those links are in the show notes. And my mentoring business, my business strategy mentoring business, has been growing for many years. It was originally part as Amy Yoga. It was originally just part of working with yoga teachers. And I had the Prosperous Yogini mentoring program for yoga teachers for a good couple of years. And I'm smiling actually if you're watching on YouTube, because the original intention of this podcast, hence one of the reasons Prosperous Yogini is the name, was I launched the Prosperous Yogini mentoring program for yoga teachers and the podcast at the same time. And the original intention of this podcast was to help you guys, but also to nurture people into that program that no longer exists. But this podcast has evolved, like I have evolved, has taken on a life of its own, has, as my mum would say, sweet Fanny Adams, sweet FA, to do with that mentoring program that no longer exists. And I just love this. I love this example of how we had these plans, and we've got to have plans, and we've got to take action, and how things evolve. And a few years down the line, we can look back and smile and think, why didn't I just start the podcast? Anyway, so I learned pretty soon on in my role as a business mentor for yoga teachers that what I know, the years of knowledge and experience that I have working as a full-time self-employed yoga teacher, and then into that role of a trainer and educator, that and events, going on events, running retreats, oh my God, like the list goes on, launching, creating and selling online courses, content creation on social media. Oh, could go on, the many hats we wear. I realized pretty early on that the stuff I know isn't just for yoga teachers. And the thing that really, I think, if you're not watching on YouTube, my hand is on my heart right now. When I dig deep down into my soul, the thing that really puts fire in my belly, the thing that feels like is my purpose, is to help women create ways of working and generating money that lights them up, that brings more money into their hands, and more money, more time, more joy, because the world needs it right now. Let's be honest. And I know how to do this, and I need to help as many women as I can do the same. So hence the separate business, Amy Jones Mentor, evolved, for want of a better word, where I was stepping away, or it's not stepping away, a better word is to sidestep, because I still help so many yoga teachers in my mentoring business, but to sidestep out of just being a mentor for yoga teachers, a business mentor for yoga teachers, and become a business mentor, business strategist for soul-led female service-based businesses, female founders. And this officially started last May, last June, and I won't lie, I threw together a pretty basic website using a platform called Kajabi. Now, I like, if any of my close friends, business buddies, if Ruth Gilby is listening to this, who is one of my business coaches who led me to where I am today, taught me, to be honest, what I know about the online business world, they will be laughing, because I've had a Kajabi fantasy for many years. Kajabi is, by the way, it wouldn't be a place I'd recommend most people to go unless they are specifically looking for a platform that is all in terms of, you can do your email marketing, you can create your funnels from that, you can create your landing pages, you can create your website from it, you have a checkout, and you can build your online courses. And Kajabi does all of that. And having my yoga business, which started off, as you guys know, really in-person cash only business, evolved into a hybrid mixed model business of in-person training and online digital courses. And like, if I look at Amy Yoga today, Amy Yoga is predominantly a digital course-based business. I think it's the best way to describe it. It works, there's nothing wrong with it, but the best way to describe it is kind of like little band-aids or a tech stack that all kind of comes together and works. But I do look at it sometimes and think, there's a lot of moving parts here, whereas Kajabi is just all in one place. Like, and this is like, guys, just being honest with you, there's no one way to crack an egg when it comes to the online world. And I did absolutely the right stuff, if I'm honest, with Amy Yoga, because I let the online aspect of it grow without going all in on a more expensive platform like Kajabi. Whereas when it came to my business strategist, business mentoring business, I knew how it was going to look. I was already delivering aspects of it. I knew exactly what I wanted, and I knew I wanted it all in one place. So Kajabi was like, I'm going here. And I love it, and I'm so pleased that I have. And you can throw together a pretty all right website, like not just on Kajabi, Squarespace, Wix, WordPress, other if you're looking online courses, Thinkific, Podia, Kartra, Teachable. Like, honestly, these days AI in particular has made it really pretty easy to have a relatively passable looking website, landing page, sales page. Anyway, so I threw it all together, and I'll be honest, like, things sold. The business was in existence, like, and in Kajabi, you can create checkout pages, which are really clean looking. And those of you that know my business well, and perhaps have even bought some stuff, you've probably been buying stuff off the Kajabi checkout pages, which is literally just like some real simple text, maybe a picture and a buy it now button. And I won't lie, guys, like, it really works. So for those of you that go over to my new website today and go, I could never have that, I'm nowhere near that, I'm not ready, I want you to know that, first of all, excuse my language, is a load of bollocks. Right? I have been selling stuff off crappy Kajabi checkout pages since May, June last year. I sold my Your Purpose Mastermind off a written PDF, okay, at the end of 2024, not off the beautiful sales page that exists now. And actually, if I bit of confession time here, if this helps you guys, so if I just bump to my mastermind, which is, I want to say, guys, you all should be in my Your Purpose Mastermind. It is literally the best thing I do. Is where I am most lit up by my work, in the sense that I do love working with people one-to-one. I prefer to be in a group context with people. I prefer the structure of that. I love some in-person connection alongside the flexibility of online. I love going for nice food, having a nice drink, and working with people that way. My Your Purpose Mastermind brings that all together. And I put the mastermind together at the end of last year, after like having, good number of one-on-one clients, enjoying that work, but also being like, I'm repeating myself a lot to these guys, and it would really help if all these individuals knew that they were all having the same problem, and actually I could support them all together and they could support each other. So that's how the mastermind came about. And I literally typed it up, the structure of it, the plan, the dates, on Word, saved it as a PDF. You guessed it, use a Kajabi checkout page that takes 30 seconds to build. And I sold 5 places into my mastermind. This time round, and there's only, I said there's a maximum of 8. I've been toying with that. Like I aimed for 6 because I really like keeping my one-to-one numbers small. And I have some other one-to-one clients alongside the mastermind. So I was really happy with 5, by the way. And then it runs every 6 months. So I relaunched it in May, June for the new cohort starting in July. And my website is now being built. And the first thing we did with the fabulous Lou from Hello Design was do the Your Purpose Mastermind page. I'll put the link in the show notes. It is a killer sales page. Like I cannot believe how good it is. Guess what? Guess how many people are in my mastermind? 5. It didn't make any difference. It didn't. It's better that I have the sales page. It looks better. It's more professional. Perhaps, if I want to take the newer people coming in, I hate saying this, but I'm going to say less warm leads, people who don't know me as well, they'll be reassured by that sales page and the information on that sales page. But honestly, the people that are ready to work with me, the people that know they want to work with me, they're not really looking at my website or my sales page. So anyway, my crappy Kajabi website, I hit a point. I don't know where it was. I don't know what triggered me. Something triggered me to go, I've got to. It was end of January. And I was like, I think I'd had the mindset. This is it. It's coming back to me now. I had the mindset of a little bit with my new business that this is just play. This is just fun. I'm in test and see mode. I'm starting something new. Like I'm going to let it grow. It's okay if it fails, right? Okay. Mindset. And I hit this point, and I think it was like early Feb, late January. I was like, I've got to put my flag in the sand. I have got to say, look, I'm bloody good. And I have a professional looking website that really does represent me, my energy, what I'm about, my vibe. And right now, the one I've got is crap because I created it in rapid speed late one night when I was playing with Kajabi, and haven't bothered doing anything since because I've just been selling offers off checkout pages, right? And it has worked. But I'm ready to level up. My son's just turned 13 and all of his birthday cards are like, level up, next level. And I was like, yeah, I was ready to level up. So I'm very fortunate to know the fabulous Louise from Hello Design. Again, I'll put her website in the show notes. She's a friend. She knows me. She knows my business. She knows the evolution of my business. And it was an absolute no-brainer that I would, use her. And she has done the complete package, my brand voice. So I wrote an awful lot of copy for her. And she's worked with trained AI on my brand voice to bring my brand voice to life in a way that I want to express myself that way, but I don't have the capacity to, if I'm honest. Copy is not one of my strong points, despite having an A for A-level English. I much prefer to chat than write. And the website layout. And it was a big investment. And like, I'm all, in terms of like investment, whether it's working with me, whether it's working with another coach, I'm like, you have to invest in your business, guys. I don't want to do this in a way that I'm like, you have to give me money. But you do, to level up. I've only ever leveled up with support. I've only ever leveled up with investment. And like, it doesn't have to be a big investment. Sometimes it's been a smaller investment and it's yielded really good results. But you want to level up, you want to change things, you want things to look different, you gotta invest in support, whatever that support might look like. So right now, that support was like Lou was the right investment in that moment in time. Anyway, she builds my site. We do the mastermind sales page first of all, and because I was already selling that, I was like, yeah, let's get this out there. This is going to add the energy. I was all up for this back in May, and then she went on and built the rest of the site. And we branded the podcast. It's also magical, right? And then she sent me a message 4 weeks ago, like, Amy, your site is ready. Dive in, have a look. let me know what you want changing and let's press publish. I should screenshot some of the messages I sent to Lou. And to some extent it was true. Like, it coincided with a heat wave. And I've realized age 46, only 47, me and hormones and heat waves ain't a great combination. Of course, I had my period at some point over those 4 weeks. Of course, I've been busy. Of course, it's end of time. I've got children. Of course, I've got other things in my business that I need to deliver on. So, of course, I kept saying to Lou, I'm going to check it this day. I'll get back to you. We'll press live. Da, 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 da. Sorry, Lou, not got around to it yet. I'm going to check it this day. I'll get back to you. We'll press it live. Da, da, da. There was a little pattern, guys. What was this? It was self-sabotage. Where has it come from? Why was I procrastinating, right? On something actually, and this is what you got to look carefully at what procrastination is. Like, how long did it take me to go through the whole site, change anything I wasn't so happy with, and press live? An hour. That's how long it actually took me. Once we press live, have there been a few things I've wanted to tinker with? Yeah. How was that? How long has that taken me? Quick little WhatsApp message to Lou. None of this was a big time. I could have done it in the heat wave. I could have done it while I had my period. I could have 100% found the time for it. Trust me. I could have not scrolled for social media for 4 days and had enough time to do my website. This was pure self-sabotage, procrastination. Why was I procrastinating? Why was I self-sabotaging without being like, oh, I'm such a bad person. I'm such a bad human being. Here I am self-sabotaging again. Here I am procrastinating again. Why can't I not do this? Like, I want to really end that narrative, guys, because I think that doesn't help us. That makes us feel bad about ourselves. We're human beings, right? And we have these beautiful brains, right? That are here to keep us safe. Why was I procrastinating? Why was I self-sabotaging? I think there's 2 layers to it. Obviously, it was a big investment and it was really important to me. So I wanted to energetically feel when I sat down to go for it that I was high vibe. Okay. So there was an element to that. I wanted to give it my best attention because it was really important. And I think actually that's a good thing. And then the other thing was, you know, it is a huge flag in the sand. It's a huge, here I am, this I am, me I am moment. Like, I'm bloody good. I'm a business strategist. I'm not playing at this anymore, guys. I've got a shit hot looking website, right? I'm not cheap to work with one-to-one, and nor should I ever be cheap to work with one-to-one. And absolutely my mastermind is underpriced at the moment. Like, now's a great time to think about it, right? These are my prices. These are my prices. And yeah, and I appreciate they're not for all of you when you want to work with one-to-one, but that's okay. The podcast is free. The Substack is £4.40 a month. And I have some lower price group programs. Like, I don't feel bad about my one-to-one prices. Like, if you can't afford them at the moment, that's okay. But I've had to really work massively on that. And to just press publish on that has been a big, is this really me? Do I really deserve this? So much about that. The thing is, guys, the difference is I knew what it was. I'm also able to come onto my eagle's perch, for want of a better way, almost like step out of myself, look down and see what it is, and not be like, come on, Amy, you shouldn't have these problems. You should know about this. You should know better. But actually to be, of course you care about this. Of course you want to do it in an energetically good frame of mind. Of course you're wobbling. Anybody who's human who care would. And then what do? Well, I turn the gaze off me. I'm like, I'm leading the way, and leadership ain't easy sometimes. These prices are absolutely right for me to turn up energetically for my clients. And I've got clients paying for this now. And I know the ones that are paying at these prices are the ones that I really enjoy working with and show up. Like, the way I show up is so good for these clients. Like, I have to charge these prices. I know all this stuff. So you're able to just be a little bit compassionate with me. So yes, I've self-sabotaged for about 2 or 3 weeks before pressing live on my website. It could have gone out way before now. Right, that's the first thing. And yes, it was a huge wobble, in part around my prices, and in part just like, I feel like, coming out, like I came out a few years ago, like I'm not just a yoga teacher, yoga trainer anymore. I have a second business. I'm also a business strategist. And then I also have this business. But at the moment, like the old side was like, I'm just playing. This side's like, this is a proper business. I'm the real deal, right? Of course that's going to make me wobble. Of course that's going to make me wobble. Anyway, so I pressed live. It went live on like Thursday night, Friday, shared it through social media. I didn't instantly share it to my mailing list. I was like, this is really interesting. Why am I still hiding? And then the next layer is, I don't want people to look at it and be like, who does she think she is? Like, who the hell is this? Anyway, so I wrote an email today to my mailing list and shared my website, because I'm like, I've got to be loud and proud about this. And again, I'm like, yeah, maybe I'm making assumptions here. Who knows? Maybe a few people do go, huh? What the hell does she think she's doing? Who is this? Right. And if they think that, they're not my people. I actually wrote on my mailing list, please check it out. I said, I'm proud of me. I'm proud of what I've achieved. I'm proud of this site. Click here to check it out. And please be proud of me too. Because as women, whether we've actually experienced it or we've seen other people experience, we know when we expand, when we step out of our comfort zone, when we shine our light, that not everybody is happy for us, that can be uncomfortable for other people. And some people project that back onto us. We can be a trigger, And I'm like, live. I'd rather cause some people discomfort. I'd rather trigger some people in the hope that maybe they notice the ruffling of their feathers as something internally for them to look at and what they're doing. Maybe they should be charging more. Maybe they should be more true to themselves in their website. Maybe it's time for them to level up and invest at the level that's right for them. So yeah, really interesting. And I wanted to share that with you guys because I really wanted you to know that I'm just bloody human too, that I self-sabotage. I think maybe the difference is I'm really more aware. It's just practice. I've been here, done that, worn the t-shirt before. I've lost count, guys, of how many people I've worked with one-to-one and in group programs who have a website, an unpublished website that they're not pressing publish on because it's not ready, because it's not perfect, because they're not ready. And in the meantime, nobody can find you. If your website's not on Google, nobody can find you. Not just that, your website provides a shop front for people to look at you, to look at what it is you do, to look at your prices. Like, really interesting. You know how that the universe nudges you. So the last few weeks, I've had like some inquiries about my one-to-one offers, and my website hasn't been live. So, fair enough, people can't see my one-to-one prices. When I share my one-to-one prices with people, so I have a 4-week program called Attract. It's a 90-minute one-to-one. You get the recording of that call. I do an audit of your business. I write a plan for 4 weeks together. And then you have ongoing support via WhatsApp and a weekly check-in. It's £750. It's £750 to have that level of support from me for a month. If you want it for 6 months, £4,500. And it took a lot of guts to come there. And it took a lot of guts actually to stop doing these one-off one-to-ones. So look, listen, guys, for those of you that say, Amy, I just want a one-off one-to-one. I hear you. And I know you imagine that can happen and it will be cheaper. The problem is I was doing one-off one-to-ones and people were expecting a lot more from what is realistically achievable in a 60-minute, 90-minute one-to-one. And of course you need follow-up support. Of course you need a plan. Of course you need my support. So this is me just like standing firm in my this is how I'm going to do it because this is how it works, guys. And if you haven't got the money for it right now, that's okay. Come to the podcast, join my Substack, do one of my lower price programs. But I've had a couple of inquiries, actually 2 or 3 inquiries recently, of people inquiring about my one-to-ones. I will send them the details of my 4-week attract program, which we basically just look at what you've got and how we can improve that, because what we want is right in front of us. And in 4 weeks, what is a realistic window for us to change things? And then 6 months is 4,500. And because they couldn't see my prices, that wasn't a price range that was right for them. That's okay. And they all came back with me saying, can I just have a one-off one-to-one? Would it be cheaper if? And I'm like, no, it would be cheaper if you joined, for example, I've just started the Soul-Led Success Formula group program. I want to work with you one-to-one. I'm like, I'm wasting your time and my time here, darling, right? If my website was live, I wouldn't have this problem, because you could see who I am, you could see what I do, you can see what I offer, and you can see my prices. So it's really important, guys, to put your prices on your website, even if you feel uncomfortably high about them, right? Or you're like, well, not everyone can afford this. That's really important that your prices are on your website, so people can have a self-selection moment where that's out of my price range at the moment. And really interesting, like how I'm coming like to the end of today's podcast, and it's leading into next podcast, which is in profit and turnover, because this is it. You're going to know your sums. You've got to know where you are in your business. You've got to know what investment you're ready for. And that's why you've got to put your prices on your website. But the universe nudged me. I like, with these inquiries, I was like, I really need to press publish on my website, and people will understand how they can work with me and their price point offers. And it's okay for me to be too expensive for some people if they want to work with me one-to-one at the moment, because I know I can nurture them in a podcast, in the Substack, in my lower price offers. And guess what? They come and work with me one-to-one after going through that process, because they're making more money and they've got the money to invest. Also, more so that they've got the belief that they can make that money, and they understand the energy exchange, they understand the investment. So do me a favor, guys, go and visit my website. Please be positive and proud for me. Have a look at how you can work with me. So my one-to-one offers are on the website. The prices and details are on the website. And I'm not taking one-to-one clients until September. I'll have a couple of spots. I'll have a couple of spots in September. So if you want to work with me in one-to-one, get in touch, because I'll put you on a wait list. You can see my digital programs, the Soul-Led Success Formula and Ideas to Action. You can buy them now. You can gain access to the self-paced study content in there. And I am doing a live round of Ideas to Action in September. So we will be using autumn, that magical start of autumn, to get manifesting. And if you're not on my mailing list, you can sign up to the Energetics of Selling free masterclass. Get on my mailing list so you can just stay directly in touch with everything that's going on. Dive into my website. What I'm going to say, tell your mates, share it around, share the love. Be proud for me, be proud for yourself. The light in me shines in you. What I have achieved, you are more than capable of as well. And what I want to say is, let's just expand together. All right, my darlings. So I'll be back with the second episode of July. See you soon.